Well, thank you very much, Craig, for your generosity in hosting this event today. I understand this is the first event that King & Wood Mallisons has had in their new offices, so we are hugely, hugely grateful for that. It is wonderful to be here in Queensland. I left Melbourne at 7 this morning and it was 11 degrees. And I mean, I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, so I very much bought into the beautiful one day, perfect the next, and I will be retiring here, I would say. Once I've had enough of Melbourne, I'm going to be a Queensland resident. I think it's a spectacular place, and it's always wonderful to be here. You always turn out in huge numbers, for which we are grateful. We have many special guests here today, and I am sure I will miss some of you. You are all special to be turning up. But in addition to, of course, our guest speaker and our contributor, we have, among many others, sitting members of the bench, Justice Thomas Bradley, former Justice of the High Court Ian Callanan, Justice on the Federal Court Sarah Derrington, and former Senators Gary Hargrave and I think Amanda Stoker is on her way. The Robert Menzies Institute, which I'm the CEO, is the 6th Prime Ministerial Library in Australia. Oh, there you are, Amanda. Sorry, you slipped in at the back. And Australia doesn't have a great reputation of honouring its leaders like they do in the United States. So we are part of a mission to change that. Not every Prime Minister will have a library. Some Prime Ministers have said they don't want libraries, but it was passing strange that Robert Menzies didn't have a library until 3 years ago. And we have really hit the ground running in our work, starting at the University of Melbourne, where we have a beautiful museum exhibiting items from the Menzies collection, but also items from other collections around Australia. And I do encourage you, if you do make it down to freezing cold Melbourne, to come and visit us in the historic old quad there. It's really a treat. Our work covers research, education, and public engagements like this. This is our second event in Brisbane, and as I said, we're thrilled to be here again. One of the signature aspects of our research is this series of books, and we are very honoured that Peter Dutton, the honoured opposition leader, is here to launch this first of a series of 4 books today. This book is the product of a conference we held in 2021 in the midst of COVID, and Justice Edelman was very kindly one of the participants at this conference, and of course it was in an era of border closures, and I don't want to remind you of the horrors of COVID, so but if you can imagine, he wasn't able to visit from Brisbane, so he delivered his paper via Zoom. So it was great to meet you in person the other day after so much of a Zoom relationship. This book deals with the first 48 years of Menzies' life, and it really sets up who Robert Menzies is, who he became, his career from the bar to the Victorian Parliament and then onto the Federal Parliament and Prime Minister. Today we will hear from Peter Dutton, and then the academic coordinator and editor of the book, Zachary Gorman, will make some comments, as well as Justice Edelman, one of our very important contributors. To this audience, Peter Dutton needs absolutely no introduction. He's been opposition leader, as you know, since May 2022. And in this role, he is, of course, the custodian of the party that Robert Menzies founded in 1944, and which he was opposition leader from 1944 until 49. Peter Dutton has been Minister for Home Affairs, Defence and Immigration, but as I was looking into your background, Peter, I didn't realise that after you joined the Liberal Party at the age of 18, you quickly ran for the Queensland Parliament in an era when it would have been quite a challenge after Joh Bjelke-Petersen his regime was coming to an end. He's been in the Parliament for 22 years, holding the seat of Dixon after beating the then incumbent Cheryl Kernot in 2001, and it is wonderful to have you launch our book here in Brisbane, so thank you.